Okay, let's get to our next call. This is coming from area code 717. Area code 717. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. It's a pleasure
Greetings.
to speak with you, Mr. Honor.
Oh, thanks for calling in. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Ralph. I own and operate the Perpetual Farm Sanctuary in Port Royal, PA, and I wanted to examine what you were speaking about in light of the ancient Vedic literature. And in that literature, it states that the qualities that we have in common with the animals are eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing. Now, of course, these can be purified. For example, eating can be purified by refraining from flesh. Mating can be purified by being married and having children. Sleeping can be purified by reducing your sleeping and to save time for enlightenment. But the only way that fearing can be purified is to give it up. And I also wanted to mention, too, that within the Vedic literatures, the Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the most important. There's so many thousands and thousands of different literatures, and the most important verse in the Bhagavad Gita, the conclusion, is considered to be verse 1866, and I'd just like to read that to you. Now,
Yeah, please.
the Bhagavad Gita is considered to be the most important of the Vedic literatures because it's believed that it's spoken by the Supreme Lord himself. So here it says, in 1866, it says, "Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me." Now here, God is saying himself, or the Creator, as you would say, to abandon, the Creator is saying himself to abandon all varieties of religion and just engage in a personal relationship with him. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. And here's the ultimate conclusion. Do not fear.
Wow.
Is the ultimate conclusion of all the Vedic literatures. The exact word is ma-sucha in the Sanskrit, and it's considered to be so important that you do not fear and that you will be protected. So I just wanted to talk with you about that and mention that to you, and I really appreciate your work, and you're doing a beautiful job.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, can you give us a little further insight? Because it's one thing to say the only way to purify fear is to give it up. That's one thing to say that, but how do we give it up? You know what I'm saying? How do we give up something that many of us have been so loyal to? You know, because some of us, even fear has become our God being. And on some level, we want to take it on a metaphysical level, fear has become the creator of our reality, that our reality begins to mimic the tenets of fear as opposed to mimicking the tenets of our own consciousness. So what I'm getting at is it's one thing to say that the only way to do it is to give up fear, but how do we give it up?
Well, you know, that's a really excellent question. I would say that according to, I'm going to speak on this literature, is that by doing some of the things that you've spoken about, especially in trying to get past all the false religions and all the false gods and actually become in a personal relationship with the Creator is pretty much the only way to give up fear. And I think you've spoken on that in your different videos and talks and stuff. So we have to find that personal relationship with the Creator, and in that way, we may be perplexed as how to give up all kinds of religious forms and simply surrender unto the Creator, but ultimately, such worry is useless because, again, that worry is what's stopping us from engaging in the personal relationship with the Creator. And I think that your point about what it means to be a man, that really strikes me, that a man is fearless. So we just have to really just dwell in our own nature. It's not something that is coming from outside of us. It's something that's, especially for a man, I mean, when you say like that, it really inspires me. And it really makes me feel like, yes, that's what it really does mean to be a man, is to not fear. That is natural within me. And if I'm not acting in a natural way, that is something that's coming from outside of me that has been put upon me. So it's just like if someone has, dumped a heap of trash on me, all I have to do is just kick that trash away. And then by nature, I'm fearless.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate it, man. I really do. I appreciate the energy more so than anything else.
Well, I do the Protect the Cow Sanctuary here in Port Royal. All the animals are protected for life, and I just wanted to mention that to you that, you're really inspiring me in my, sometimes it's been kind of a hard path because I've been doing it for like 30 years now, and especially in the beginning it wasn't very well understood, but, people like you who are coming to these conclusions of no fearing and being kind to every living entity and all this, it makes me feel that, I have done something that's been on the right path despite all the obstacles that have been put in the way and all that, and people not understanding, especially in the beginning, so long ago. It wasn't quite as evolved as it is now as far as people understanding that, to be cruel to animals, that is not a very good thing and all that. So I've tried to set not only just talking, but I've tried to set an actual example. My website is Protect a Cow. If you would, ever want to check into it, you can see the animals, how well kept they are, and they're all protected for life. And I just really appreciate your talks about what it means to be a man, and especially how it means for a man to be fearless. By nature, we are that. And that, just to kick off all this other garbage and just dwell in my nature, in a personal relationship with the Creator. By nature, I will be fearless. I don't have to do anything extraneous. It will. It's just like breathing.
Yes. Very inspirational words right there. I do appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for calling in. And actually, I have to say this, and I have to ask you for one other thing.
Okay, no problem.
Because this is an important point. Because there's a lot of people like, okay, we can say that it matters how we treat each other.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people that are like, okay, I understand it. But then when we take a step further, now it also matters how we treat all other life in existence. That's a whole nother thing. Can you just kind of share some words about that? The importance of, in our interactions with all living things, that we give the same level of respect and reverence for the cat or for the dog or for the spider as we give to our human neighbor, as it were. Why is that relevant? Why is that important? And why is to seek to have that level of understanding empowering to the human species? If you can speak to that, I would appreciate it.
Yes, I think that I can. Well, like again, in the Vedic literatures, it states that every living creature has a soul, and on that level, all the souls are equal. And the soul is so powerful that if we could see it directly, it would be like more brilliant than 10,000 suns and more powerful than, it's infinitely powerful, the soul. So that same soul is dwelling within, as we can see, like the animals are doing basically all the same activities that we are. We spoke about the eating, the sleeping, the mating, the defending, they communicate. So we have all these points in common with the animals. Why should we believe that they have no soul that has come to them from the Creator? So to do violence against them is to do violence against the soul, which is to do violence, it's kind of an enviousness of the Creator, or to try to destroy something that has been, is like a gift to us. It's like if someone gave us a gift and we just threw that gift down and we stomped on it, and it's not civilized. So in that way, we have to try to understand that the soul, which is so incredibly powerful, is within every living creature, and that we can see by their activities. And just like I treat my animals differently, like they're not livestock to me, they're my friends. And when you interact with these animals, many hundreds of people have visited the sanctuary, and they can see that the animals are different. They're so alive, and you can learn so much from them. Just like I have some chickens, and, I've learned so much from them. Like, they're so industrious about how they go about their business all day long, and how they... Go ahead.
That's right. They are.
but an ordinary farmer that's keeping them cooped up for slaughter and this and that, you'll never see that light within them, and you'll never be able to learn from them because they're being kept almost like in some kind of slave-like, exploited condition, which, just like if I'm kept in a slave-like exploited condition, how can the true nature of my soul, come out and be revealed to everyone? So it's the same thing. If we keep the animals in some kind of enslaved condition, they can't really give us the gifts that they have to offer us. And, all the animals, the wild animals, whatever animals here, I've just learned so much from them all. If you allow that to happen, so it's just a beautiful thing. And we have to try, and, it's just like anything. If we have an exploitive mentality towards the creatures that are less than us, it's very difficult then to say, well, I won't have that mentality to human beings. It's kind of like a practice. You know, if you practice.
You're absolutely right. Please continue.
Well, I was just saying, it's just like practicing, and so if we're not practicing, and then all of a sudden we're just going to, you know, be kind to each other and not exploit each other, that's not really realistic.
Wow. Please give us your website. Spell it out, please.
It's protectacow.typepad.com, and it's been such a pleasure to talk with you. I really find your words inspirational, especially about a man being fearless, because, you know, sometimes you forget. You know something, and then some things may happen, and then sometimes you may forget. But you reminded me, and I really appreciate that, and I feel more whole after hearing some of your words about what it really means to be a man. And this whole BP oil spill thing, I mean, you crushed them on that. You crushed them.
Thank you so much. But please, spell out letter for letter your website, because I want to make sure people get a chance to go check it out.
Okay. It's PROTECTACOW. It's just protect a cow, all one word. Dot typepad, like you're typing on a pad. It's a popular blog site. Typepad.com.
Typepad.com. Okay.
Yeah, and Lenon, you know, I've been studying these things for, you know, a really, really long time. I feel like I've got a lot of information about the origins of mankind and different things, how we've been cheated, how we've been duped, and, you know, maybe perhaps I could email you and we could have some further dialogue about these things.
Yes, you're more than welcome to do that. I don't know if you're on Skype, but if you like, if you're on Skype, we can meet on Skype. You know, I'd love to chat with you further. Just by listening to you, also the energy that you're bringing, I recognize it as being good, and I recognize it as being extremely positive. And I want to thank you for taking the time to share your words, because you have, in fact, uplifted the energy, and we get to end the show uplifted. And I really do appreciate that. I really
Wow,
do.
I'm so humbled. I thank you so much, and all the best to you and your family. It's such a beautiful thing to see your family functioning as a real family, and kicking off all these mind control programmings against the family. I just really appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, I'm on Skype, so perhaps I'll send you a friend request or something on there.
Yeah, please do, and we'll chat. We can chat through Skype, in the days to come. I'll look forward to that.
Well, thank you so much. I'm truly humbled by your words.
Oh, thank you for your kind words, and thanks again for allowing us to end this show with such positivity. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and now that you've got them on the mat, don't let them back up either.
Well, there's more work coming. The Mortgage End of Part 7 is on its way, so people, please stay tuned.
Oh, I love that. You know, I've been a Star Trek fan for so many years, and, you know, seeing all the different, you know, seeing all the things, I've really enjoyed the videos.
Yes, now we got plenty to talk about, so let's hook up on Skype.
Okay, I'll send you a friend request.
Okay, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, peace out.
Bye-bye.
Wow, what an awesome call and an awesome caller. Wow. You see what happens? You see what happens when you seek to bring goodness into the world? You start to see other people bringing some goodness too. They come and they bless you. Matter of fact, I got me an email on the side from Brother Curtis over at TON, the Code Network. That's what I mean. You bring some positivity, and the universe will reciprocate. Much love and peace to Brother Curtis. A dear friend, brother, has helped me to promote my work, and I'm trying to do the same for his work. His website is www.theoccultnetwork.com. I have a link on my website that will take you directly to his webpage. Much love to you, Brother Curtis. Do appreciate the message that you put in there. All right, I want to thank everyone for joining in on this show. It has been a very positive experience. I hope that you have found at least some of the information that I presented to be beneficial. But I know one thing, you found that the last two callers, the information that they brought, I know that was beneficial. Shoot, we could have just had them calling at the front and end the show right after the last guy got off. They were really that good.